burning in your spirit, welling deep inside. You got a beast inside. I know it's hard to tame it, it's harder to explain it. Can't even get a picture, no matter how you frame it. There's so much pressure with all these external stresses, and definitely try to touch it. Gotta push them through the feeling, even though your mind is reeling. The power's deep inside and leads you if you were willing. Got the power. Can you feel the power? This is the hour to release your power. Got the power. Can you feel the power? This is the hour to release your power. Got the power. Can you feel the power? This is the hour to release your power. Got the power. Can you feel the power? This is the hour to release your power.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2025. This is the first time I'm seeing everybody since December of last year. So this is the first time I get to say Happy New Year. From the Power Shut Up podcast. I'm happy for us to be back for part 2 of season 2. We're excited about what we're doing for the rest of this season and season 2 of the Power Shut Up podcast. And I'm actually excited that we're coming back during the month of February because I consider this Love Month. And of course, this is Black History Month. And more than any other time, we are definitely going to make sure we get it in about Black history. So we're going to have some conversations about self-care, self-love, what we think that is, how we think we're showing up in the world in regards to that. And we're going to talk about Black History Month. We have Sharon Parker here with us. If you are ever talking about Black history and our ancestry and things like that, Sharon Parker should be in the room. And we have a special guest. I mentioned it, but she is here with us. She's going to hang with us for the show. Nonchalant is here with us, and she has an amazing event coming up next Thursday. So she's going to tell you about that, where she's working, collaborating with some other people, but she also has some things coming up at the end of the year in August. So we're going to roll that out so we can see how you all can support some of the people who are up here representing Black history. So before we get started, I wanted to first thank everyone for their continued support. I have been doing this in some form or another, whether it was online magazine support or podcasting. We've been in studio radio. It's been a lot. So I've had several shows, and I really do appreciate those who have supported me since the beginning and those who are new and still supporting me. Thank you so much for believing in the vision. The Power Shut Up is appropriate on all counts, specifically our current events, but we are here not to talk about a lot of things that people are talking about. We really want to get to solution. We want to get to how we can get through this in a positive way. So this is all about empowering, inspiring, and enlightening others. I want you to leave this hour knowing something you didn't know that helps you get to your next step up. So that's what we're here for. And I just wanted to do a special shout out to thank you all for your continued support. So we're going to do what we used to do, and what we're going to continue to do. And I'm going to say happy birthday to those. I missed a lot of birthdays over the holidays. So happy birthday. I didn't say Merry Christmas. I'm catching up on everything. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, but happy birthday to those who have been celebrating birthdays. Empowering Perspective said, you family now, Dr. Lisa, you stuck with us. Absolutely. And y'all stuck with me. So you all know, and I want to remind you that we ended the year on a powerful note with Empowering Perspectives, and Crystal and Nodella and Lisa Keith. They're all in the house. Amazing group of people. You all really need to go out to YouTube and follow them on the social media platforms. But I've had a wonderful conversations and connections with them. And y'all know, anyone who knows me since whenever, y'all know that I like to connect people, bring them together so that you all can do your thing. I don't have to always be in it, but I love seeing other people win. So, and his divine appointment is part of that group. So thank you all for joining us. And I think there was a birthday in one of those. Somebody in that little crew had a birthday. So happy birthday to all of you all who have been celebrating the birthday and for the month of February. I also wanted to say happy anniversary to those who are celebrating love this month. And of course, we all celebrating love, not just this month, but especially this month. Because I know some people like, you supposed to do it all the time. So why does that mean we can't do it now? Okay. So it's love month. We're going to do it. We're going to talk about it. And I also wanted to say, congratulations. I know people are starting new jobs. They bought a new house. Maybe there's an addition to the family. You started that class, whatever it is. Congratulations. Keep going. You got this. Especially now, I want to say congratulations for just hanging in there. I did want to say a special shout out and send up prayers for strength for everybody, no matter what it is that you're going through. I know that there are some people who are going through difficult times, while there are other people who are having some wonderful times. I send out my prayers to all of you all, and know that this is going to be a platform to uplift and bring people closer together. And what we're going to do tonight and what we're going to do going forward is we're going to lead with love. So this is the perfect month. And my guests are going to help me start off with a conversation about self-care. Um, Self-care, self-love, Black History Month. But we're going to kick off with the self-care, self-love, and then kind of incorporate Black History Month into this because I think they're one and the same. Part of self-care is identifying, knowing, acknowledging that Black history is here and we got to do whatever we can to make sure it stays alive. So when I think of self-care, and I know this is where everybody goes to when we think about self-care, we think about going to pamper ourselves, getting that massage to get the kink out your neck and getting your feet done or whatever it is. I'm not talking about those are all wonderful things. Believe me, I will be up in the spa like everybody else. But when I'm thinking about self-care, I'm kind of thinking about those things that you are doing to protect your peace, protect your mental, to take body. Those kind of things is what I'm talking about. And I do want the guests to kind of share some ideas about what you consider self-care. Because when I was thinking about this, and we did this last year, and we did this with the last show, um, I really like to get into what we consider self-care on a deeper level. And a lot of, and I've shared this before, but over the holidays, I really kind of unplugged on a different kind of level. I went a little deeper in unplugging. And it was actually one of the best things ever. I think what we need to start practicing doing, at least for me, is to do self check-ins. And in doing that, I have to literally unplug from social media, even family, sometimes the kids. We got grown kids. They know how to, brush their teeth, wash their face. We need to be talking every day for. But at the same time, it's like you gotta have a space for you. Collect your thoughts, understand your whys, understand why you do what you do, and figure out those spaces where you can grow, do something different. So unplugging is one of those things that I do to kind of promote care. But I wanted to ask you, Sharon, and you, Nan, what are some of the things that you do to help promote self care?
Well, Lisa, like if you said it, it's unplugging and understanding what that really looks like. You've known me for a number of years now, and you know I'm a giver. I love giving up my heart. I love giving up my time. I love giving up my resources, funds, whatever. Anything to keep the positive energy going with family, with friends, with our elders, our youth. I love it. But back in 2008 when I started my organization, I tell you, being an introvert, you just don't know what you don't know. So you just open up the floodgates to want to share it all. And I did that. I did that in 2008. And 2023, we held like our 10th conferences. I never really asked anyone to, fund it. I just said, okay, let me just get as many people in the room as possible. But 2024, I said, you know what? It's my time. Okay. I do not need to prove myself or my platform to anyone because I put in the work. So the latter part, maybe 6 months in the latter part of 2024, I unplugged. I didn't do a lot of social media. I didn't do a lot of advertisement. I didn't do my podcast show. I said, Sharon, be comfortable with you. And that's what I did. And that's mental self-care. That's, still giving behind the scenes, still working on things behind the scenes, but not using all of my energy on every platform to say, hey, look at me, I exist. That was my self-love.
I love that. I love that because um I think that it's important that we unplug. As long as you can hear that outside noise, it's a distraction. And then you're not able to kind of reassess things because I think that change is a wonderful, beautiful thing. And I know sometimes people are kind of scared of change, scared of things being different than they were. But that's what's necessary in order to, grow.
Yes.
And I think I, like a lot of other people, used to fight that. Like I need things consistent. I need to know. I need to, and I'm not that person anymore. And I think at times when a self care comes in for me is that I'm okay with not being that person anymore. I think that's where we struggle. We want to stay who we are. We want to stand firm in that, and we feel resistant to you trying to change me. I'm good, and we have to be in a space where we're open to see where we could actually do better, be better. So I absolutely agree with you. Non, what are some things that you do in regards to self-care, kind of deeper than us to getting that massage, which we're gonna get, but
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And I wanted to say congratulations, Lisa. Thank you so much for having me. This congratulations on coming back. And it's difficult. Podcasts aren't easy things to do, and keeping people interested isn't an easy thing to do, and you do it well. So thank you so much for having me. I appreciate this. Definitely with self-care, I mean, it does, because of the times, do it does look different in different ways for everybody. I think one of the things for me, um I have, when you have bad habits, when you have bad habits, one of my bad habits is procrastination. And we know that when we say the procrastination is the thing, the
what?
death of right, exactly. All right, now calm down, calm down. But
Okay.
for me, I feel so good when I conquer that and I do something in a timely manner. And because, it's just weighing on you. And we all have things going on in our lives that are just needling at us, and sometimes it's something positive that we want to get done. To prepare for that, it's some arduous task to prepare for that. But one of the things I'm trying to do is just not procrastinate, because I feel so much better when I go ahead and take care of something. And it could be as small. I'm gonna tell you something and I give you an example that I don't know if a lot of us do this, but one thing, the smallest thing that you don't think of that we do every day takes a relief off of. When I'm driving, and
Mhm.
this sounds crazy, but everybody on here, just do it if you don't do it already. When you're driving, don't wait to the last minute to get over.
Mhm.
Get over way ahead of time and just drive, because I know it's weird, but we're talking about self-care, and self-care looks way different now. So the just get over ahead of time and just drive in the right hand lane to your exit. I'm telling you, it will, the stress of thinking I got to get over at the last minute will, oh my God, it'll take years off of your life and you don't even know it. But it's just simple things like that. It might sound very frivolous, but simple things in your life affects us in a huge way. So, those are types of things. And then, just doing things that you of course, and not to get spiritual, I try to pray more. I try to pay attention to my prayers more. I try to make sure that I'm genuine in my prayers. I'm not just praying. And that's a part of self-care for me, because when I really slow down, I pray every night. People pray every night. You can be repetitive in your prayers. You check the boxes. I said this. Boom, I'm good. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Thank you, Father. Amen. But for me, I've really started to try to pay attention to make sure that how I'm living is matching what I'm doing in a daily basis. It's not every day, but I'm just saying. So those are some things that I've tried to do with self care. Is small things. Really, really try to pay attention and slow down. Just, slow down and just, because even though we don't have time and we do need to take care of things in a timely manner, but I gotta be on my time. I can't be on other people's time. I can't. If you try to be on everybody else's time, then you'll get lost. So that's another thing. A lot of people getting no's in 2025. I'm not,
Oh, look, you about to
yeah,
start something. I'm gonna read
yes.
some of the comments, and then you about to tap into something.
Thank you,
Um
Victoria. Thank you.
Empowering Inspector said, oh, I'm sorry, last minute lane changes drive me bananas, crossing over 3 lanes of traffic, you know where your exit was.
Right,
Absolutely.
right,
I think you really
right.
going to it when you said, those little things that we do. That was a great example that stress us out. And you know what I think it is sometimes, and I'm just speaking from experience, I think we get so comfortable in that stress that we are more,
Mm,
like you said, it's more of a habit than
mhm,
how am I moving intentionally to make sure that I'm not stressed out. And I'm just
mhm.
suggesting that along with other little small things that you can just kind of get out of the way, get it done. Now procrastination,
Yeah.
I was like, when she said it, I was thinking to myself, okay, gosh, I got to deal with this because that's one of mine. And it's like, why are we putting off things? So that now we got 6 things on the plate when all we did was sit the day before.
Right.
We got 3 of them off the plate. So,
Mhm.
and to me, part of that with self-care, tapping into that, is that I am trying to be more intentional, and be present in moments. Like if there's something that I need to be doing, go ahead and do it in that moment, because then you'll forget. Because my age is rising like everybody else's, so yeah, the memory don't stay stuck like it used to. I'm gonna read some
Mm.
of the comments and say, what do we have, Shariva? One of the comments was cultivating new positive affirmations that are simple and pure. That was Victoria. Thanks, Victoria, for joining. And Nodella said, for people like that is why I'm saving up my custom made Hummer. Yeah, they're going to end
Woo.
up messing with me. See, that's why we gotta take our time. And it is funny that you mentioned that, Nodella, because when the power shut up is that's self-care for me. That's what the power shut up was all about. And
Mhm.
those were moments. I mean, talking about road rage. I mean, I was always trying to, hey, move out the way. Why are you over here? I
Mhm.
mean, we're talking to people that ain't even in the car. And
Yes, Lisa.
one of the first things I did after I had that experience, when I got in my car, my whole attitude was, look, I'm going my lane at my speed. If I'm not moving fast enough for you, go around me. I'm good with it. I mean, that really was what I had to get to. I'm good with it. If you go around me, you cut me off, it's good. No worries. I mean,
Lisa,
uh,
Do you drive in the left-hand lane all the way in the far left?
no, I
Okay.
I adjust according to the speed and the flow, but I do know that some people just, they like what they like and they just do what they do. But the whole part of self-care for me is, hey, I can't control
Thank you.
what nobody else does. So if they like that fast lane, even though they going 35, I'm gonna go on around them and then move accordingly. So I like that you brought up that example, but it is the simple things that really do prepare us for being better at taking care of self. And you tapped into, I see Empowering Perspective said the prayer part is really good. Yes, absolutely. And we talk about that on Empowering Perspectives a lot. My prayer life has changed tremendously. And that's why I say the self checks. Were important for me and unplugging, because it allows you to start to figure out where you can do better. And my prayer life increased tremendously from the connections, from just me being able to push out the noise and focus on what my gifts are, and making sure that I'm moving in those gifts. A lot of times we're not even clear what our purpose is, and we stuck in it, and like, that ain't even yours, and you just fighting for it. um
Mm.
Nodella said, when I learned how to first drive, I was told to stay in the middle lane. That way you can maneuver a little easier going from lane to lane. um that's good advice. Good advice.
It
but
is. It
but
is.
No, and look, I hate to say it, but it's state to state, because some people, I lived in Georgia for a while. Some people would say, "Oh, Atlanta can't drive," but then you go to DC, and I'm like, it's a little busy up here too. So, I guess it depends on where you're from, whether you think you got it together. But these are all kind of examples of how we need to do better in taking care of self. And it's beyond the pampering. That's all good stuff. But I think if we have more conversations about that, sometimes people are searching for ways to do it. A lot of people just don't know how can I relax. A lot of things I've learned is, and I'm not a pro at or anything like that as far as techniques on breathing. I mean, I think I breathe pretty well on my own, but there are techniques to this thing. I also recently learned about, when we have issues with our stomachs and our guts, that a lot of that is connected to stress. So part of what I do for self-care too is making sure that I do my checkups, and make sure that the vessel that I'm walking around in is healthy and better. And I think we have a couple of jokes with a crew we put together to lose some pounds, but we didn't extended it probably 365 days. But what I'm saying is, it's like, what you're supposed to do, but you got to get to it. It's the action. So this is part of that too. I want us to not just talk about it, but we got to, be about it. And so that's why this was important to me to talk about this. Did you all have any other things? I see that Nodella said avoid New Jersey and New York. I think that is great advice.
Yeah,
absolutely. If you don't like being in traffic, if your nerves are not made for that, New York, New Jersey is not the place to drive. Victoria actually said reestablishing boundaries that bridge positive relations. So saying no isn't a struggle. Is kind of tapping into what you were talking about, Nan. And look, the no thing is an ongoing thing. I have a little t-shirt I'm about to create, because I think I believe, and I'm growing into a space stronger with this, that you should not leave home without it. Okay, take your no with you everywhere you go.
I know that's right.
And I'm learning to be unapologetic about my no. I think that I am guilty of feeling guilty saying no. And not that it's appropriate at times, but I felt guilty about it sometimes, because you really do, as a giver, you want to give, you want to give, you want to give. You don't want to say no, but self-care is learning when it's absolutely necessary to say no. So it's not a good thing to not be able to set those boundaries, as Victoria was talking about. So you tapped right into, I was like, we could have a whole show on the word no. We might do that. We might do that. But I did want to blend this in, and Nan is going to share with us an event that she has going on. We have a flyer that we want to put up. Empowering Perspective says Dr. Lisa to keep, Dr. Lisa said to keep a no in a charge. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Put it in your pocket. Right. We should actually trademark it. We can't say too much because you got to trademark stuff. People will take it from you. But I think you on to something. We need to have a no charger. And you need to carry that everywhere you go. But I mean,
absolutely.
It's a real thing. In a chamber. I know, look, he said chamber. Okay. Oh, he ain't playing. You said chamber.
Ready to shoot that joker off.
Absolutely. And not feel bad about it. I think no is absolute. It's a complete sentence, and it's necessary. It actually says what it needs to say. I will tell you another phrase on self-care before we kind of incorporate Black history into this is, I used to not embrace the statement of it is what it is. That bothered me, because I always looked at it as suggesting that there's no change in that. I really did feel like it put a ceiling on me, like it was binding me. And then I started to think about some things where we talk about, if you can't change it, why are we worrying about things that we can't change? And then I thought about, because it is what it is, right? So I've even changed my perspective, empowering perspective. See what y'all doing? But I changed my perspective on that, because I was like, sometimes it just is what it is. And that's not a bad thing. I was looking at it as a negative, but sometimes that's exactly what it is. And what I've learned to do is embrace, what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, what I'm realizing, what's being revealed, I'm embracing it and not trying to mold it into what I want it to be or what I think it should be, or I'm trying to stop doing those kind of things. And
Mhm.
that's part of what's happening with me as far as self-care, which is why I love having February where we get to talk about how we can just pour into ourselves more. But let's talk about Black History Month in that respect, because Black History Month, especially this year, is just something that I am not going to miss a beat on. Because I think, and Sharon and I have had this conversation before, that it's absolutely necessary. It's really kind of scary to watch the fact that some of our Gen Z won't know a lot of our history because we're not talking about it, we're not sharing it. So, Sharon, tell us a little bit about really the importance of Black history in itself for you, because you've been pushing this for I don't know how many years, and you have done some amazing things, had some amazing events, you've connected some amazing people, but you really do have a heart for history on a whole nother level. I will share the comments before we go, Sharon. Lisa Keys said, understanding that we cannot carry others' concerns is a positive step in helping us manage stress that can come in this life. Absolutely, absolutely. And Empowering Perspective said, perspective thinking allows us to ask powerful questions and challenge our assumptions that lead to certain behaviors. Yes, yes, and yes. And that's why I say you all need to contact and connect with Empowering Perspective, Lisa Keys. There's everybody in the chat, please connect with them. But Empowering Perspectives is about the different perspectives and maybe changing things. And that, to me, the connection was that's what the power shut up was, because power shut up has a bad connotation. You say it and you think, oh, shut up. It's a mean thing to say. And I'm trying to change the perspective on what shut up means. It's actually self-care for me. And it's a me thing. I'm not telling you to shut up. I'm telling me when to shut up. But with history, Sharon, tell us a little bit about your journey with that, and then we're gonna let Tanya or nonchalant. I'm
It's all
sorry.
good. Best
Nonchalant,
friend for life.
have it right. Nonchalant, tell us about what she's doing, which I feel is part of what Black history is all about as well. So, Sharon.
Amazing. Thank you, Lisa. I just want to give a shout out to all your viewers over there because they're showing you much, much love. Okay.
Yes,
And
they
I love
are.
it. Kudos to each one of you all out there. That's what, Black history is all about right there.
Mhm.
Showing support for, people's platform. But Lisa, you said at the top of the show, actually in the green room with us, that we're not going to make things political. We're not going to talk about political topics on your show. But you asked me why Black history was so important to me and why back in 2008, I decided to start my organization, ROSA, which means Remembering Our Ancestors Synergistic Association, remembering what we have in common with one another, how we need to connect and reconnect and keep on connecting, but not doing this for a political purpose. But only thing you have to do, anyone on this planet have to do, is just turn on your television, cut on your cell phone, okay, and you'll see all of the changes that we have put in place, seeming to be now being taken away from us. Your history, your story. I work in the government and I work with several, observances program like Black History Month, Dr. Martin Luther King Women History Month. We can't do that anymore now going forward. We can't have programs where we're educating our coworkers, educating our community about the significance of what people like you and Nonchalant and others are doing out there now. So why history is so important is because it can easily be taken away from you, especially the next generation. So back in 2008, we started with our unconditional love retreat. Okay. Everybody know what was going on back in 2008. It was a housing crisis and people were losing property. They were losing their homes. And at that time, I'm like, how do we make people come together where we understand their plight? At that conference, Lisa, in 2000, and I think the first one was in 2013, my goal was to have people like you come in and just share your story. Not just what you do in the professional realm, what you do in the community, what you do at home, how you overcame challenges to be the person that you are today. That's what Black history is to me. But we can't start it without knowing our own family's history.
Mm.
When I wrote my book back in 2017, True Synergy Work, Leading Within, the 7 defining principles of knowing yourself to birth greatness, I had to learn about my family's history. I had to learn about this little country girl who great grandparents had 40 acres and a mule, and I didn't know anything about it when I was growing up. Now, years later, we got 25, still have 25 acres, and we're building homes on this land. We build land where we can grow our own food on. We have land where we can still build on the property. But growing up, I did not know this, but I
Right.
had to learn it. So Black history is all about knowing yourself, loving yourself unconditionally, but most importantly, inspiring people like you are to tell your story and also transferring that information into the next generation and reconnecting with our elders so they can share their story as well. And you never, ever forget that, no matter what people are doing behind the scenes, because one thing I know for sure, there's an unspoken thing about people of color. If you come after one, you can take it to the bank. Okay, we're going to be doing everything we got to do to show you can't come after us because we're going to always tell our story. So when it comes to Black history, I'm talking about celebrities. I'm talking about people in business, entrepreneurs. When you come after one, you come after all because we're going to always tell our story because we know how to tell our story.
I love it, and I love
Yes.
that. What Lisa says that she needs to find her land too. So I want to make sure that we will connect you with Sharon on how to get her book. But she really goes into detail on all the challenges and things she had to go through because it wasn't an easy task, and it wasn't something that happened overnight as well. But it was having the willpower and the understanding that this is my history. I'm going back to claim it. And I'm just suggesting with this month and every month that we do something that empowers people to dig back and find out about their history. I mean, it could be something as small as we're sitting on history right now. Black history is happening every day. Everything that we do is becoming a part of that. So we got to keep that in mind when we're making moves and we're making decisions because history is not just all the bells and whistles, it's everything. Good,
Everything.
bad, and different. It's
Struggle.
everything.
Yes.
But when you're conscious of it, then it becomes a powerful history. And I really am encouraging people to connect with Sharon. Her platform has been going strong for how many years, Sharon?
We started in 2008, but the Unconditional Love and the Leading Within Conference, 10 years strong, and we're still going.
Wow.
Absolutely. And she has made connections through, I think Melba Moore has been a part of this movement. Sylvia Traymore Morrison, who is a personal friend of ours, is part of the legacy. Absolutely. And it's amazing when we go to these events and we figure out that people don't know these people. And we're talking to them all the time. So we're like, how you don't know? But when you sit down and you talk to these people, for instance, Sylvia Traymore Morrison, it's absolutely amazing. She's 50 years plus in comedy, but nobody knew about her. But the history, the stories that she can share about what she experienced when she wasn't allowed in, what she experienced as a woman, not just a Black woman, but as a woman in the lane of comedy, and how she's now getting the flowers that she was due a long time ago. So it's a wonderful thing to see. And I have one of her books here. I wanted to just shout her out. She's not here, but any chance I get, I try to shout her out because Sylvia actually found me out here on social media, Facebook, and just watched my Facebook page and thought it was a very positive page. And when she was invited to do an interview, she actually asked me to come along with her. And I thought, if that's something I have never seen before. And isn't that how it's supposed to be done? But it was such an honor, and we've been friends ever since. But this is her older book. She has another book. She's been on the show many, many times. But this was the very first book called Almost There, Almost. Her name is Sylvia Traymore Morrison. You'll be seeing on my page, I'll post things about her so that you connect with her. Go to her page. She's doing some wonderful things. Monique had never heard of her. And we all know who who Monique is, but she has now been connected with people who can now realize why they are able to be on the stages that they are on now.
So
Um,
a best kept secret here, Lisa, is Sylvia was also one of the people who helped to come up with my organization name.
yes,
She was
Wow.
also the MC at my first conference back in
Mm.
2013. So to see her shine the way she's shining, man, I'm telling you, it's this pricing. And I know she's going to be at the Kennedy Center soon too. So
yes.
you know, I'm sure you'll share that at some point.
Yes, absolutely. Because she's done some she did a tribute to Moms Mabley, and she's done, and that history in itself is a whole, I'm telling you, history is absolutely amazing. And I'm hoping that we will continue to share this. Please invite the young people to come in all month long, but any time of the year, visit the pages and find out about what our history is. And with that being said, I really want to lead you into Non. She is history. She is not just history, she DCDMV history. Um, and she has some things going on, but I do want you now to kind of share the history of, she got into music. She has a love for music, and she really has a special love for music as far as the message. And a lot of times people get into music, but they're not really caring about what they're saying, what the message is. And that's not her journey. Her journey really is for you to understand what you're saying. If you say it, you need to understand what you're saying and what comes with it. So now tell us about it.
So yeah, one of the catchphrases that I have latched on to for myself, and I've trademarked, is don't just rap, say something. And I mean that by, that's not about saying something always in your music or whatever. It's not about that. It's about your voice, and that ties into our history, because right now we definitely, especially with all of the incredible young Black entrepreneurs, I'm going to call them,
Yeah.
young Black business people that are entertainers, their voices are so impactful in ways that was not able to be impactful during my time. Of course, you had to, when 5 o'clock came out, you had to get up, put your clothes on, get in your vehicle, and drive somewhere in order to get my song.
That's right.
Now their voices can reach the world in a split second. So I tell young people all the time, don't just rap, say something. But what I mean is, when you open your mouth, don't allow someone to box you in to just talk about your music. You have a voice, you are a person, you have passions, you have expectations from, you have all types of feelings that people will resonate with. I tell young people, if you're a young man, I speak to a lot of young men, young women as well, but young men specifically, because we know, the reason that they need to be spoken to, because there's a war against them. There's a war against us, but there's definitely a war against them. And talking to them, letting them know that when you have the opportunity, you might be saying whatever you want to say in your music. I'm a total advocate that you should be able to say exactly what you want to say in your music. If you want to talk about shooting cats all day long or whatever, or kicking babies, that's what you want to do in your music. You have the ability to do that, because there's nobody censoring directors and writers in Hollywood. They can write whatever they want. They can, record whatever they want and display it to the world via television or radio. Television or movies. So whatever you want to say, but also they advocate for things that they're passionate about. If you have I do things like epilepsy. I had a nephew who passed away from epilepsy in his sleep. His name was Christopher. He was also an artist, Avion Andromeda, incredible MC. But I didn't just use my platform to make a song about epilepsy. I actually did a concert, but that talked about and gave information about epilepsy, because there are so many artists that deal with epilepsy in their daily lives. So it wasn't about me making a song. It was about me talking about something that was passionate. So I tell young people, don't let them silence your human voice. They want you to say what they want you to say on record, but you're a human before you're an artist. I'm a human before I'm an artist. And I'm going to make sure I tell all sides of myself. I'm going to talk about everything I'm passionate about. I don't have to sing about it all the time. I can talk about what I'm passionate about. So don't let them take your voice. So that's what Don't Just Rap, Say Something is all about. It's your voice. So with that being said, um, going into the history, and at least I hope you don't mind me because I don't want to talk a long period of time, to segue into the event that's coming up on the 13th. I'm super, super proud to have been asked by DC Decades. And if you're not familiar with DC Decades is when you were talking, Sharon, I was thinking about DC Decades because curators of our history, you're not making up stuff, but you're making sure that it's shaped and understood for the masses. And DC Decades is so incredibly great at doing that. On Instagram, Facebook, he talks about our history, DMV history, but things that are outside of the DMV that impact DMV history, and it's great about doing that. And DC Decades has a DC History Week. They started in February.
Awesome.
And this is their first DC History Week, and I was super blessed to be asked to curate the event on the 13th. It's going to take place at Busboys and Poets, and it's all about letting DMV artists know about DMV hip hop history. So who will be there is myself, DJ Cool, Stinky Dink, Scorpio, Question Mark Asylum, a host of others. And it's not about a performance, it's about giving information about how deep our hip hop roots go. They are extremely deep, but young people as well as old, as well as people that should know because
Yes.
they are curators of
Mhm.
things that involve hip hop, but don't even associate or invite hip hop artists from the DMV to be a part of these hip hop events. So it's important for me with my voice to make sure people understand how deep our roots are. And it's super important for our young people to know we didn't just get into this hip hop thing. We've been doing this for a very long time. So your roots go really, really deep. And it's been my responsibility. I'm just like, I have to take responsibility for making sure that young people know who I am, but who they are. When they know who I am, they'll know who they are. I am your history. Once you know who I am, then you know where you came from. I didn't have a gold record. You had a gold record in 96. We had a gold record in 96. You had DJ Cool, who's there, has been doing things. When Cool's history is so incredible. I've had conversations with DJ Cool, and every time I have a conversation with him, I'm still blown away by the success, but the impact that he has amassed over the years. Cool, you would never know his age by his work ethic. You would never know his age by his input and his impact that he continues to make. So I know I'm getting a little riled up, but the 13th is going to be something super special. It's free. So I invite everybody to please come out, bring young people. It's a family event, Busboys and Poets. So it's going to be great food. I'm not going to pay for nobody's food, so don't ask me, but great food will be there. And all your favorites. I mean, these are people that, I'm not going to say everybody's age, but a lot of us grew up on. We were either in junior high school, or wherever we were when we heard these songs for the first time. And so I would invite everyone to come out and be a part of this discussion and this dope night, because it's going to be a night of music. It's definitely going to be that. It's going to be a whole night of everybody singing the record that they love and so forth and so on. So yeah, it's called, like I said, DC Decades. It's their first hip hop DC Music History Week. They're doing it all week. Big shout out to Mustafa and his entire team. They have a finale that's happening up at UDC with Essence, Rare Essence. So I invite everybody to go to their page and check it out. That's DC Decades on Instagram, and I believe as well as Facebook. And you can see all of the incredible things that they have going on for this week for the DMV that it's going to be touching on our history.
So let me just capture this, because Empowering Perspectives and just told on himself, because he's like, if you didn't know, that's from her song Until the Day. I know it's, look, and I listened to the whole thing. Y'all, some people had their favorite songs or whatever, but the whole thing Until the whole thing was fire to me.
Thank
Um
you. Thank you.
People can say is they can say I'm biased because she's my friend. I don't care. The whole thing was like that. We're absolutely proud of her, out of HD Winston Senior High School in DMV.
HD.
Yeah. So, but the album was fire. Y'all better go get it. What y'all tripping if y'all don't know. And 5 o'clock in the morning. If you don't know about 5 o'clock in the morning, I don't know what else to tell you. But yes, this event is going to be amazing. But I did want you to share with them, what is this event on next Thursday leading to,
Yeah,
in extension
absolutely.
of what's going on with you.
Absolutely. I got so carried away with that event. Yeah. But so the how what the Thursday event came about, or is it Wednesday? It's the 13th. And that event came
Thursday.
about with me
Black Love
reaching.
Day. You don't know that? It's Black Love Day.
Right, right. So, and that came about with me reaching out to DC Decades for him to curate some history for RPM, Record Pool Mixes. Record Pool Mixes is a passion project of mine. It's an event where only DMV music is played. It's happening August the 9th this year, August 9th, at the beautiful Capitol Turnaround. I'm so excited. Big shout out to all of the people that have been with me day one, like DJ Gemini, P. Stu, and Steph Lover, DJ RBI, DJ Marada. All of these people, big shout out to Young Guru, who is Jay-Z's DJ and was my DJ first. I let Jay-Z have him. Now Jay has him. I said, go ahead, Ru, go ahead, be with Jay. But big shout out to my little brother, Jay, Guru, and so many others that have been so supportive of RPM. And RPM, as I said, it's an event where only DMV music is spun. The only thing artists have to do from the DMV is send the music. That's it. And it's all genres. And how this came about is a discussion, and I'll be really quick, 30 seconds, is a discussion with artists about with DJs. And we had a discussion, and artists didn't know the importance of the DJ. And I said, we need to merge the two. They really need to be in the room, and understand the importance of that relationship. And I can remember the first time that my record was played in a DJ setting, in a room full of DJs. They had no idea who I was. They didn't even know why I was there. They was like, and when they said a female rapper from the DMV, they was like, okay, that doesn't even make any sense, but go ahead, play whatever she gonna play. And and the record that was played before my record was California Love. They heard California Love for the first time before 5 o'clock. Now they're going crazy over California Love. California Love. So they're like, okay, well, let's play her so we can get up out of here. And then they put that 5 o'clock on, and them faces completely changed. That's the feeling that I want every artist from the DMV to be able to have, to play their record in a room full of DJs, in a room full of people, because everybody's invited. It's open to the public. And every time I have it, that happens. The room is so filled with love, support for each other. But those moments where our artist record drops, and they're like, oh my God, because the DJs are like, oh my God. The crowd is like, oh my God, who is that? So August 9th, RPM, Record Pool Mixes. If you know an artist, definitely, absolutely tell them to send it. You can go to recordpoolmixes.com and you can see the submissions. And hear all the rules, but it's open to the public. So I invite everybody to come out to the beautiful Capitol Turnaround August 9th and experience what a lot of people, thousands of people, have already experienced, the great creatives in the DMV.
I loved it.
I have a question, Lisa, because I'm a baby boomer, and I know I'm going to tell my age, but are we talking 5 o'clock in the morning at the Pancake House? Are we talking that rap?
No, that's essence. That's essence.
Oh.
5 in the morning, the Pancake House.
Okay, yeah.
In the morning, yeah. That's it's that essence. I'm saying essence. But yeah, that's go-go. That's the go-go
Yes, go
version.
go. Right.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I told you I was telling on myself.
that's all right, Sharon. That's quite, well, we'll get you a copy of that. Go right on
Thank you.
YouTube,
Please,
type into that. We got you. We got you.
thank you.
You
No,
come on
so
down
and
to the 13. You need to be there on the
I'll
13th.
be there.
that's right.
Yes.
That's right. And I want to thank you for what you're doing on in the community for the young people. There's a direct connect between what Sharon does and what you do. And definitely this is about the power of the tongue, your words, which brings in the power shut up. But in addition to that, Black history being made every
Mhm.
day, every event, everything that we're doing is tying in. And this to me is an example. Sharon shared it, non shared it, on how we're actually empowering our young people, showing them the excitement, the fact that you want to share the excitement that you felt on that moment.
Yes.
That's what moves me if I want to publish an author because I'm a publisher. That's what moves me to have the podcast that I have so people can come on here and share their new platforms, their businesses, their whatever. Sharon on connecting the youth to the wise, because she actually encourages our elderly and our older people and our business people, corporate and other, to show these young people that it's possible, what it takes, the hard, the good, the easy, the hard. And you're doing that too, and empowering them with their voice. So this is a full circle on why I do what I do, why you do what you do, Sharon. And I thank you all for what you're doing in the communities. And we're going to have more conversations about this, but talking about self-care, self-love, loving yourself, loving your history, loving your people, what they're doing, but in general, just loving the fact that there are people that are continuing the legacy in a positive way. We get enough of the negative. And I'm gonna close that part of it before I give you a couple shout outs of what I'm working on and we find out where you can connect. When I met Sharon in 2010 or whenever it was, that was my first opportunity to speak. So she gave me my first platform to be able to speak, and we had to choose someone from history and speak about how we resonated with them. And my person has become my favorite person was Fannie Lou Hamer. And a lot of times we used her quote, but people really didn't understand her. So I've actually posted it on my social media, but to know her story and connect it to what's going on today and know that her comment was, when is it that we're going to be sick and tired of being sick and tired? I'm going to leave. I'm going to stop with that. And I want to encourage everybody to, as we continue through this month, through this year, through the end of the Power Shut Up season 2, I want everybody to start to try to lead with love. It can be hard. I am in no way am I saying that it's easy, but in the conversation and the connections that I have made in the last few months, I am definitely surrounding myself with people who lead with love, even in those difficult times. And I think that that's the only way that we can get through this. So that's part of the reason I had to do a huge unplug, because I had to really tap into how to do that. You got to have strength to do that. You got to have faith. You got to believe. And I'm growing in all those areas. So the unplug was good. It was good. And I'm not saying it always felt good. In the fact that you got to make hard decisions, but I mean, I can't really explain it in words, but it was the best thing I did for myself leading into 2025. So that's what we're going to be doing over here, is leading with love. Even if it hurts sometimes, there's always love in here. But I wanted you all to tell everybody where they can find you. And then I'm going to let you all know some of the projects I'm working on before we say good night. So Sharon.
Okay. Thank you again, Lisa, for an awesome show. But guys, you can find me at my website, Rosa, which is www.rosalives.org. You can find me Instagram at Sharon Leading Within. And then you can just find me on Facebook at Sharon Parker. I'm always sharing history. I'm always sharing your story in so many different platforms. But I do want to leave Lisa with this last word. Guys, don't let anyone put you in a box, okay? As much as we love history, African American history, we get along with everybody. different cultures, and we know how to bring our story together for all nationalities. So do not let anyone throw you in a box and say you stay over here while you can have this whole world, because our ancestors built this.
Thank you, Sharon. And let them know where to get your book.
Yes, you can go to my website at, and I'll put it in the comments as well, but it's www.leadingwithin.org as well. And you can purchase a copy of the book for, if anyone can guess where I said I was from. If I said it, I think I did, Lisa, but I'm from the country. I do want to give one of your guests, Lisa, a free book. This is
Awesome.
a really good
Oh,
guide
that's nice.
on how they can tell their story as well.
Awesome. Thank you. So if you can guess where she said she was from, you all will get a copy of the book and you can send it to our email address. Thank you so much, Sharon. Nan.
Nice, nice. Well, you can reach me at the Real Nonchalant on Instagram, non not NON Nonchalant on Facebook, and at MGMT the number 4 Nonchalant at Gmail if you want to get in contact with me for bookings or anything, just to get in contact with me. The 13th, again, that, like I said, will be at Busboys and Poets, and that's going to be at what is that, 2021 14th Street Northwest. There's a flyer. Yes, thank you for putting that up. And also the Capitol Turnaround, August 9th. That's going to be at 700 M Street Northwest. Beautiful Capitol Turnaround for Record Pool Mixes, RPM, August 9th. And I am looking, just to put this out there also, I'm always looking for proud partners to assist me in my journey on trying to help the youth. So if anyone is interested in becoming a proud partner for August 9th at the Capitol Turnaround, please get in contact with, I will give the information, and I'll give it to you as well, Lisa, Tawana Lamar at L Events, and that's info at l-events.com. Always looking for proud partners to assist me. Right now, like I said, with DC Decades, I'm a proud partner for the 13th. So I would love to have some proud partners as well for August 9th. So thank you so much, Lisa, for having me. Again, The Real Nonchalant on Instagram. I hang out all day over there all the time. Unfortunately, too much sometimes. So you can catch me over there on IG all the time as well.
Thank you so much. It's always great to have great guests, but when they're actually friends of yours and you're so proud and have seen their journey, it's all that more special. So thank you all for saying yes to coming on here and talking about this. We do have a moment, Black History, did you know moment. We wanted to show that on the screen just to give you some information. It's Black History Month, so I'm gonna throw it out there whenever I get a chance. So did you know the three light traffic signal was invented by a Black man named Garrett Morgan? I think most of us know, but for those young people who are not fans of history, this is an opportunity to get some history in. Accidentally, we're going to teach you something over here about the things we have done. I did want to share that I mentioned before, in 2024 we were leaving out, but I'm working on a journal for the Power Shut Up that I want to connect with my book. So that's coming soon, and the title of it is Shut Up and Write It Down.
I like that.
So that is coming soon, because I really want people to kind of dig into why they say what they say, how we can say it better, how we can be more productive in our conversations. I wanted to also mention that you all might not remember because it was Christmas, but we have all kinds of holidays coming up. Grab your Notes to Self socks today. I have an affiliation with notesttoself.com/POSU, which stands for the Power Shut Up. I love these socks. I have tons and tons of them. The messages are wonderful. I give them away as gifts on the show, but please continue to go over there and support. I am affiliate with them and I absolutely love the connection. But you all can check out all of the episodes from the first part of season 2 and all of the other seasons, even Luncheon with Lisa, Dove Style Magazine Live, interviews. Everything is on my YouTube channel at Lisa Dove Washington on YouTube, and then the Facebook Live lives are always here on this page. So please come and like my page. We really do try to make a difference over here. So again, I thank you all for joining us as we return back. I'm looking forward to the rest of the month and the rest of the season. Next month is going to, I'm going to actually be showing my support with Non, but we're going to be running shows about love. We're going to have the rest of the month. We're going to talk about community love. We're going to talk about romantic love. I'm going to have some guests that maybe come on and share some poetry. If you know someone who's interested in coming on and having some great conversations to empower everyone, not just our people, everyone in a positive direction so that we can grow together and get some positive things done, just let me know. We have an email address where you can do that. Again, I wanted to, she wasn't expecting this, but shout out to Shariva behind the scenes. She represents our millennials who are out here doing the daggone thing and still working with us, Gen X's that maybe are still stuck in our ways at times, but she keep me young. I thank you, Shariva, because she managing her household and doing it. So y'all, let's just keep working together. Please come back, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all. It will probably be a pre-recorded or past show for next week, so that I can continue to support the community and friends that I have. But we will be back in live on the following week. But continue to follow the TikTok, the Facebook, the Instagram, whatever, and see what we have going on, and also to see all of the people that come to the show that we know, that we support, and we want to see win. So I thank you all, and
Thank
until
you,
next,
Lisa.
Thank you.
yes,
Thank you for having me.
absolutely, have a wonderful week, and
Bye,
thank you
everyone.
again.
Bye, everybody.